everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you're well. This is a knitting and crochet podcast in which I chat about things that I've been knitting and crocheting and making, kind of. And it's a monthly podcast, but I do upload weekly. I missed last week, so sorry about that. I wasn't feeling 100%, but I'm feeling much better this week. I was feeling very run down. I'd have to have a nap as soon as Maria got in from work, and then I also went to bed and was asleep by 9:30, which is unheard of for me. And even still, I am asleep by 9:30, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. Usually I can stay up later, but I've got to the point where it's like 9:30, like perfect, it's bedtime. I need to sleep, which is not doing particularly well for yarn show prep. We're 10 days out from East Anglia Yarn Festival. Today is the 4th of March. I'm recording this one. It's Maria's birthday. He's working, so it's not like I've chosen to do this instead of spending time with him. He's working, so that is why I am doing this instead of spending the day with him. Anyway, my name is Hannah. If you are new, hello. I'm a yarn dyer. That is my full-time job. I also bead weave. I have a business called The Corner of Craft, and yeah, I post weekly videos. I missed last week. Sorry, I wasn't feeling well. Feeling much better this week. And yeah, I dye yarn, I make stitch markers. That's basically it. Those are the two things. I'm currently wearing some stitch markers as earrings today, little cherry ones. I think they're quite cute. So I've got them. And I'm coming at you today from an incredibly sunny Nottingham here in the UK. I am in charge of a baby today. She is currently napping. It's before 9 o'clock. I've managed to put makeup on and be recording this before 9 o'clock. Whereas pre-baby, I would struggle to even start work before 10 o'clock. So I feel like this is a small win for me. Having a baby has made me somewhat productive. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below. I set myself the goal of posting thrice a week on Instagram. Have I done that? No. I don't usually use the words like thrice. I don't know where that 3 times a week. I don't know where that came from. Thrice a week doesn't sound right. Brain. It shouldn't be like this because I've been sleeping pretty well. Because this tiny lady's only been waking up once in the night because she's eating loads of food. Yes. And yeah, that's it. It's social media links, description box, podcast notes, description box. No, well, the link to the podcast notes is in the description box. I put them all on my website for ease. Please excuse the new hair growth I've got going on. I'm at the baby bird stage. It's and I did go to the hairdressers this week, but I also need to wash my hair. So we're just dealing with this. This is what we're dealing with today. We've got makeup on, so we've made some progress. It's the first time wearing makeup in a really long time because I've got like weird eye eczema at the minute. I went to the pharmacy about it. Oh, you don't care. I went to the pharmacy about it. They don't know what it is. Because on Tuesday I woke up with a really bloodshot eye. It looked terrible. It looked like I'd been in a fight because my eczema was all red, like all the way around, and then the eye itself was bloodshot and watery, and I had to explain to people that I've not been punched. I don't know what's happened. It's obviously improved and gone away now, and I've started to take antihistamines every day, which has improved the weird eye eczema. So I've become allergic to something, probably the cats, but it's easier to take antihistamine than it is to get rid of cats. So, plus I don't want to get rid of the cats. Maybe I'm allergic to the baby. Who knows? Something the pregnancy's done, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm having to take antihistamine every single day. So, a bit annoying, but at the same time, not the end of the world. I'm, like I said, 10 days out from East Anglia Yarn Festival. So, it's crunch time. I have finished dyeing up all the yarn that I'm taking because I've just kind of been like, that's it, I'm done. Emotionally done with dyeing yarn now. and also I would need to buy more yarn, and I don't want to spend more money, because even though I'm back at work and I've started to pay myself, my only income since January has been Patreon, which is lovely and great, thank you so much, but doesn't really cover what I pay myself, let alone buying yarn, which is fine. I'm not saying, oh my goodness, I'm struggling. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that because I've been prepping for East Anglia Yarn Festival, I've not been doing shop updates, and that means I don't have that consistent income. That will change after East Anglia Yarn Festival, because I'm going to have so much yarn and so many stitch markers to go in the shop, unless you will buy them, in which case then that's a whole separate issue at East Anglia. But yeah, I've got a good selection, and then there's some more over there of stitch markers, and yeah, I've just got a lot of yarn to twist, to label. I've got to put findings on all of these and then put them on the backing cards. It's a really tedious, boring job. The fun part of show prep is over. The boring part is here, and so I'm putting off doing it by podcasting. But this does mean that I've not had a whole lot of knitting and crocheting time. I've tried to squeeze bits in here and there, but I have not made it a priority, because I've been twisting up yarn in the evenings, because I've been bead weaving in the evenings, and that is what would be my knitting time. So I'm excited to have my evenings back. But I've worked on a couple of bits, but I feel like I've not worked on lots, you know? So I think this will be quite a short podcast. So sincerest apologies for that. How are you doing? Do you have any projects that you're working on? I think I'm going to cast on a lento. Quite excited to cast on a lento. I think I was watching This Knitty Life with Rachel, and she's just finished a lento that she knit out of some Aran, some die candy Aran, and it's really, really cool. I like it. I really like Rachel's podcast because she's not afraid to knit with colour, which is quite refreshing to see. She loves, she does a lot of colour work, sweaters. She does knit the same patterns a few times, which I also quite like, because she uses different colour combinations. So you're like, oh, that looks very different to the last one that you made. And yeah, I like her. I like her podcast. I really enjoy it. I much recommend if you haven't watched it. She's based in Leeds, and yeah. I'm currently drinking a very cold cup of tea. It's the Yorkshire tea biscuit brew. I should have a pancake tea really, because it's pancake day. Shall I show you one of the whips that I'm working on? Did I even touch this blanket? Did I touch this blanket, or has it just lived in this bag all week? I think, honestly, it has. It has. It's just, I've not touched it this month at all. It's just lived here, and that's fine. My little squares blanket, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. It's not been the month for working on stuff. I also just need to delete some of the stupid games that I have on my phone that I waste my time playing. But I play them also while I'm like breastfeeding in the night and tired and trying to stay awake. So, but I do need to delete them because they are a time suck. So I cast on a new tiny baby jumper for the tiny lady. It is the Flax Sock, Flax Light. It's called Flax Sock now, but I've always known it to be the Flax Light. This is out of a Schuppel Zauberball Crazy in Volca 8 colour. I was informed that in Germany, because I thought it was the alternative to Cloud 9, but apparently it's Cloud 7 in Germany. Anyway, yes, and I've got it's a little dummy pacifier. It's a little dummy glass stitch marker that Flame Knits sent when my tiny lady was born, so I use it on my baby knits. It's really cute. She's so clever. I'm going to miss her at East Anglia Yarn Festival this year. It's something I do allow myself to purchase because her stitch markers are so cute. So yeah, I'm knitting the 6 to 12 month size because I have an 8-month-old. So I'm not like rushing to finish it, but I should probably finish it soon. But she is measuring. She is small. She is now growing quite a lot, but she stagnated for quite a long time when maybe she shouldn't have done. It's fine. We went to the doctors. It's all been addressed. I was underfeeding her unintentionally because she was breastfeeding. We don't know these things. You do the best that you can with the information that you've got, don't you? I've beat myself up enough about it. I don't need you to weigh in. So I'm on the cuff of one sleeve. I could have got this finished 100% and probably knit another one, let's be honest. But obviously the sleeve gradient is going to be different from the body gradient, and the sleeves are not going to be matching. I'm absolutely fine with it. So I'm using 3mm needles for the ribbing, which is a bit bigger than the pattern suggested, but I'm using, I didn't swatch. I'm using 3.75 on the body, and it's a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. And I think I was subconsciously knitting the body a bit looser because this felt like quite a thin sock yarn. Even though it says it's 420 meters per 100 grams, it felt quite thin. So I think subconsciously I was knitting it a bit looser because I'm wildly off of gauge. But it does fit over a head because that was a concern that it wouldn't fit over a head. I did a German twisted cast on. I love that cast on. It's good. It's stretchy. Okay, that was a cat. She is still asleep in the cot. And yeah, so the sleeves are a little bit tighter of a gauge than the body is, which is not ideal, but that's fine. We're rolling with it. And then, yeah. It's a really pretty colourway. It would have been nice to have finished in February, so she could have worn it in the month of love. But I've still got quite a lot left to do another sleeve. So she might get a matching pair of socks out of it. Yeah, it's a 75% wool, 25% nylon, maybe polyamide. Where's the label? I don't know. Mario's tidied. Don't get me wrong, I really, really appreciate it. But it does mean that stuff that I know where it is no longer where it should be. He doesn't tidy like I tidy. In all fairness, I'm terrible at tidying. I'm awful. Speaking of, we've had a room rearrange. The sofa was over there and is now knit by the wall. So we need to get some pictures up here. Because the background is extra boring. Because it's just the pink wall and I kind of blend into it. I should film this upstairs really, but my projects were down here. And I was trying to be quick and efficient. I did my makeup while the baby was awake. And then I was like, cool, it's nap, cool, you're tired now, nap time. Asleep. My baby doesn't show tired cues. It's been a stressful ride trying to work out when she's tired because she doesn't show sleepy cues. I did this the other day. She was awake for 3 hours and she wasn't showing any sleepy cues at all. And I put her down for a nap. She was asleep for an hour and a half. And I was like, well, you were clearly tired. Anyway. I've still got loads of this left. This is living in the Fibre Fox bag. It's got skeletons, as I used to say, skeletons and moths on, and I love it. I've got some pins on it. Got my probably not a mimic pin. I have the Limit Does Not Exist pin, which was from Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. And I've got this pin, which is sort of like tea reading, but it's a black cat. The Limit Does Not Exist was from Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co.'s. She had a Mean Girls Pink advent, which such a cool concept. I mean the advent itself was also cool, but she sent me this pin because we're friends. And she's going to be at East Anglia Yarn Festival vending, and I'm so excited and will be shopping, even though I said that I don't want to buy any yarn. But she's coming over from Norway. She is British, English specifically, but she's lives in Norway. She has family. She's got her family is all in Norway, and yeah, so she's coming over to vend at East Anglia Yarn Festival, and I'm so excited to see her and give her a big old hug and have a natter all weekend, because yeah, we've been friends since like 2020, and I met her, she came to the Wool Monty in 2022, was that? Maybe. And yes, I'm so excited to see her. So if you're coming to East Anglia Yarn Festival, please go see Selena, because it's expensive to do a yarn festival in a different country. So buy all her stuff. Buy all her stuff, even if it means you don't buy mine. Buy all her stuff. Yes, this. Ta-da! And I've attached a tape measure onto this bag, in the pink one. Eventually I will have a tape measure on every single project bag that I own, because if you attach them you can't lose them because they're there. But yes, that is one project I've been working on. It's been fun making a tiny jumper. I'm excited to have like more knitting time back after East Anglia is done. Hopefully. Especially because now we're having dinner all together in the evenings. Before we were having dinner after she went to sleep, so like we've got that extra time back now, because for most evenings now we're having dinner all together, all three of us, before she goes to bed at like 5 o'clock. It feels very early, and then she goes to bed, and so then that's like basically an instant free time. It's nice, but yeah, once this yarn show's done I'll be able to do some more knitting. But I have got another project I've been working on. You will notice a bit of a trend in the two projects that I have worked on, in that they're new cast-ons and they're quite easy to knit. This is a sock for my husband. If I was more organised, I'd have this finished by today, his birthday. And you know what? I'm not. It's fine. I'm knitting these on 2.5 millimeter high sharps, 72 stitches. I did 18 rounds of 2x2 rib. I could count really, maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 rounds of 2x2 rib, and then yeah, nice little leg. I've got a little hot cross bun on it. My husband's a baker, so it seemed apt. It is the right way when I'm actually knitting the sock, because obviously it's upside down. But a little hot cross bun, because 'tis the hot cross bun season. And the yarn that I'm using, the label broke. It's really annoying. This is Stylecraft Head Over Heels in the shade Strut, because my husband wears through socks like they're made out of butter. That's not an expression. And he wears through them so quickly. It's actually infuriating to spend a lot of time and money on fancy yarn when he wears through them so fast. So we're going commercial. I don't know how I feel about this colourway in particular. I don't really know how I feel about the striping sequence. It's a bit too random and all over the place. I got quite a lot of it done whilst I was at the hairdresser's on Tuesday. We went down to see my parents on the south coast, so I knit quite a lot of it in the car on the way down, but then didn't knit in the car on the way back, so I'm not quite sure what that was about. But that's like a 4-hour drive. So yeah, I got quite a lot of it done on the way down. Didn't really knit while I was there. Did a bit. Oh no, I worked on that tiny jumper while we were there. And then yeah, I knit quite a lot of it at the hairdresser's, which is good. Then I just haven't touched it again since. Because like I say, I've been making stitch markers for the most part, which is fine. But I'm excited just to have knitting time back. But yeah, it's just a sock. It's just a sock. When I was at the hairdresser's, I was reading my book. I've started Vox by Christina Dalke. I've got it on the shelf and also on my Kindle because it was, so Mario picked it up for me because when he went to Tesco they've got like a bookshelf where you can sort of swap books, and he read the back of it, was like, oh, this sounds interesting, so he picked it up for me, and then it's on Prime Reading, so I just downloaded it for free because it's much easier at the moment to read on my Kindle because I generally read while breastfeeding, although sad times but also good times. She doesn't feed as long as she used to. She used to feed for such a long time, and now it's like, what, 10 minutes and she's done. It's like, oh, I used to get a good 45 minutes of like chill time, reading time, playing games on my phone, scroll time, listening to voice notes time. Nope. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. And yeah, in the night it's longer, which is fine. But because the Kindle's got like a backlight, it's better for reading at night as well, rather than a book, as in night feeds. But yeah, so I was reading that at the hairdressers. I had to sort of put, you know, they put a little, like, there's a little shelf in front of you for you to put your tea on. And so I was sat knitting and reading, and the amount of people, it was a busy Tuesday, the amount of people that commented on how I was able to read and knit at the same time. Like, I understand that it might seem odd, and maybe to some people it would be difficult to do both, but yeah, it did mean that I kept losing my place in my book, which meant reading got much slower because I was having to keep stopping. But yeah, I was like, this is a few hours of baby free time. I'm going to sit and I'm going to knit, and it's going to be glorious, and I'm going to sit, knit and read, do all the things all together. Keep your magazine, Claire, keep your magazine. I'm going to knit and read. Oh, good times. Anyway, that's literally it. Those are the two projects that I have been working on here and there, because for the most part I have been twisting yarn, I have been making stitch markers, I have been playing stupid games on my stupid tiny phone, and not being as productive as I would want to be with my knitting projects. But I do want to, I do want to rectify that. I haven't touched the shawl, which I really want to finish because it's coming up to a year since I cast it on. And I would love to get a little bit, I'd love to do something with my field day cardigan, because I bet you're sick of me talking about it, because I cast that on in May. So we're also coming up to a year since I cast that on, which is ridiculous. Like, I have an 8-month-old baby, and I have not touched that cardigan since she was born, since before she was born, because it was too hot and I was too pregnant to be working with mohair. I was so sweaty. Oh my goodness. I do not miss those days. No, thank you. But, is she awake? She's stirring. Right, in which case I will love you and leave you. Sorry it's a bit of a shorter episode today, but like I say, I managed to get all the things, I showed you all the things that I have been working on. I thought I heard a tiny squeak. It's alright, she's not crying. She's just rolling around, having a good time. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't have any stash acquisitions because I haven't bought any yarn, because I'm trying really hard not to buy this year. I'm going to buy stuff at East Anglia Yarn Festival, but most likely I'll do what I did last year, and I like to buy things at East Anglia Yarn Festival because I like to support the other vendors. But I might do what I've done for the last 2 years and put together a few prize bundles for the Biscuit Brew crew and the Chai Latte crew over on Patreon. I might do 4 bundles this year, because I've done 2 the last 2 years, and that was just for the Biscuit Brew crew, and now I've got a whole new tier. So yes, thank you to everyone who enjoyed the mini skein dyeing video. I've had quite a few people ask if I'm thinking of opening up any more doodads. So I might open up 20 more slots April the 1st. That makes sense? That makes sense. April the 1st. I'll make sure I get up early. What day is April the 1st? Let's do that first. Let's see what day that is and see before I commit to a time. It's a Tuesday. Oh, Mary will be working. We'll say April the 1st. I'll open up 20 more spots at around 9 AM GMT. Because she might hopefully be napping. But we'll see. Anyway. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being you. You are fantastic people. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. I post here weekly. I also have a huge backlog of videos for you to binge watch if you fancy it. And if you've watched all of those and you still want to see more and you haven't already, feel free to sign up to Patreon. I've got almost 130 videos on there for you to sink your teeth into. Hi, Kimchi. And yeah, that's just the cat being the cat. Sorry that this episode was a little bit shorter than usual. I haven't got as much to share with you as I normally would, but such is life. Show prep, it's hectic, so hectic. If you're coming to East Anglia Yarn Festival, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below. If you're not, that's sad, but I also understand. It's not on everyone's doorstep. Some of you are international, which still blows my mind. And yeah, leave me a sock emoji. Leave me a sock emoji in the comments below if you've got nothing else to say. But just let me know what projects you're working on. Do you have any whips that you've sort of abandoned? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And with all that being said, I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.